Hello, hello, hello out there in social media land. It is another phenomenal evening on Uncensored Conversation with your girl, Victoria, and my co host on tonight, the beautiful, the one and only Tiesha Powell is in the house on today. We're going to get started. We see there's a little bit of hesitation with Facebook, but we're going to keep it moving. So, we had the same problem last week. Don't know what happened, but we're gonna get back in here. Taisha, it is a pleasure yet again to have you in the house on today. How are you on this beautiful Sunday?
Yes, I am doing great. I am so excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Coach Victoria.
Always, always. It is a pleasure to have the queen of nonprofit and profit. You know
Oh,
it all, and I am just honored that you are a part of the family on tonight, and you're a part of the Victoria Elevates family. It's exciting just to have you with us. And
yes.
so, Taisha, people have been asking, they said, is she coming back every week? And I said, well, we can't bring her back every week, but we definitely want everybody to know that she is with us every fourth Sunday, unless something else is going on in either one of our worlds. But she
Mhm.
will be here every fourth Sunday night for you to be able to get the information that you need to move to your next level. And so, Taisha, I'm going to start the folks off with a little something
Okay.
that's about you.
Huh? You always throwing some surprises at me.
Well, that's what you get for being a super sponsor of Victoria Elevates.
Yes,
Y'all
I
get ready for this. Good
Miss
evening
Victoria.
again. Yes,
That
yes.
was amazing. You are so talented. I tell you, God is truly moving in your life. I know you are going through some hurdles right now, but I just want to encourage you to stay the course. He sees you, he hears you, and I know that you have an expected end that's going to be more that you than you can receive. You may not see it right now, but you are
Oh,
putting in the work. You are doing what you need to do, and it is pleasing to God. So I'm just sorry. I just had to say that. I know that's not what we're here for, but I had to speak into you because you continually pour into other people. You continue to see other people and see their gifts, and you always want to bring their gifts forth. But I don't want you to think less of you. I want you to continue to know your worth and continue to do what you are doing because you are planting seeds that are going to truly you're going to reap the reward of that. So continue. Thank you so much for being who you are. Okay, let's get back to the show.
see, see, and then you got somebody out there co-signing with you, and
Yes, yes, yes.
um, I just got to say thank you,
You're welcome.
Taisha. Sometimes it's and Miss K, thank you. It's sometimes you just need to hear it, and so I'm gonna say thank you,
Yep.
and
Yep.
try not to cry
Yeah,
no
because I'm
more.
over here tearing up myself, but
You know how we do. And to those of you that are trying to log in through Facebook, we do apologize. We will share it with you as soon as it releases. But for some reason, Facebook is having some issues. So yeah, we will keep airing until, Taisha,
Mhm.
we will just see what happens. But on tonight, I am just, you got, see, Nancy, how you going to make me speechless? See, that's not right. I do not know. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But anywho, I'm just gonna say, we're excited about tonight. We're gonna keep moving. There's a lot of things that's happening in the atmosphere anyway, so we know that it is whatever God has planned for tonight. Maybe it's just a few people that just need to hear it. I don't know. We know that we will always show it live. We will always continue to share it, and we'll go back and we'll try to catch up some folks once they figure it out.
Mhm.
But so we'll just keep moving, y'all. Don't you know? So if y'all have access to people out there in Facebook land, just let them know that we are on, but we are going through YouTube only on tonight. It looks like. But anywho, Taisha, I'm excited because there's a lot of things that you doing. And I thank you for saying yes to the challenge of being on the show. And that little piece there was just a little bit of love to you because you are
Thank
such an
you.
amazing person. And I hope that you be able to take that with you and utilize it on other places as well, because you are truly a superstar in my book. And that's all I can say right now without crying. But you are my superstar when it comes to, well, you're my superstar with a lot of things, but I'm just saying, you know how we do. But tonight is going to be amazing because I think you have chosen an amazing topic with us and for tonight. And I'm super excited because I think people need to be able to experience all that you have to give about this particular topic. And I think that's something that people need to understand more about what nonprofit is. And having you on the show is going to be able to impact other people. And I'm just thinking, this is something that a lot of people don't understand. They don't understand the ins and outs of it. And for you to be able to be our expert and give us all that inside information, I think it's going to be most beneficial to those folks out there in all lands across the globe. So I'm honored to have you. Oh, I lost Taisha for a minute. Okay, she back. Yeah, it was me. Yeah, I was playing. Look, but I don't know what's going on. We may have. I don't know. We're just gonna keep going. But Taisha, I think that what you're doing here with us and giving people that insight is going to be most beneficial to folks that's going to be able to understand even more what's happening in the nonprofit and profit area, and with the expertise that you're going to be providing us with is going to be amazing. And so I want to jump right into what you're talking about, guys. So if you're out there in social media land, let me just tell you, we got this amazing lady, and we're going to be putting up her information all through the night, so you could go out there and check her out. But tonight, she has an amazing topic. Da, 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 da. Choosing the board. I don't know about anybody out there, Taisha, but this right here was the hardest thing for me. And so if I know it was hard for me, I can only imagine what it is for other folks. So guys, get ready, because choosing the board is the
Wow.
topic for tonight.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
Taisha, if you would please, before you get started, kind of reintroduce yourself to some folks. They saw your video just now, but I want some people out there who may not know who you are, who missed you last month, so they'll know exactly who you are and why you are the expert. Come on, lady girl.
Awesome, awesome. Again, thank you for having me, Ms. Coach Victoria. But my name is Tiesha Powell. I am the founder and CEO of Non-Pro Management, where we consult and help you start your nonprofit, Actually, we actually help you if you need to start your for-profit business. We also provide those services as well, and we manage those through love, hope, and charity. So we love giving back. We love helping people. We love helping diving in and digging in and see exactly what your mission and vision is and help you bring that to fruition. So that's who I am. If you need to reach out to me, my information is streaming across the bottom. Just contact me anytime.
Oh, and she said, anytime, y'all. So don't y'all be delaying and getting started into this world because it's absolutely amazing that, and I love your tagline. I love it. To give people hope in
Yeah.
an arena that, it can be treacherous,
Yes.
even thinking about getting into nonprofit as well as profit businesses.
Yes.
So for you to be able to help us get into it and to be able to give us the insight and the behind the scenes secrets is
Yeah.
is is really beneficial. And I know there's people out there that's going to be appreciating you doing so. So
Yes.
Tiesha, so what you gonna tell us about this choosing of the board?
So I have a lot of topics. I mean, a lot of points, and that I'm gonna try to get into this time frame that we have here, and not to just overindulge you with information. But if you need to reach me or contact me afterwards, do so. But I'm gonna try to touch as much as possible on why should you are going to choose a board, some disadvantages of having a board. Um, so we're going to talk about a array of different things when it comes to actually choosing your board, because that's one of the hardest things to do when uh, want to start a nonprofit. Because it's not only you once, and it's kind of scary at the same time, because now you have to entrust your vision, your baby, with other people. So choosing your
Ooh,
board is very key, because you want people that are actually going to have your heart for the vision. They want to make sure that they are carrying out what it is that you have set for your legacy. If you leave this world, that they have the same heart and mannerism about your vision for this nonprofit, and they will carry that out no matter what, no matter what's going on. So let's get into it.
come on,
So
girl.
what
I'm
are some
ready
of
for
the
you.
some of the
I'm ready.
main duties? You ready? You ready,
I'm
Victoria?
ready.
Okay.
I'm
Some of
ready.
the main duties. So what is a board? Why should we have it? They are your board of directors help. They help govern your corporate, the whole corporate outlook of what your nonprofit is trying to accomplish. It helps oversee the finance portion of your nonprofit, and it also helps in making policy, making what how are we gonna how will these programs work? What are the goals and the outcomes of these programs? So these people are coming in, they are helping you put the legwork and the foundation for your nonprofit together. So when you choose these people, you truly need to be choosing people that are going to do the work. you know um, Specifically, directors, they are also responsible for helping to hire people. If anybody falls off the board, then they are responsible for having to replace board members. Setting if people are going to be getting paid, they help set those compensation outlines of what that looks like, and monitoring performance of the nonprofit. Are we meeting our goals? Are we meeting um, our financial goals, our daily objectives? Are we meeting those? So they help manage those as to how your nonprofit is actually performing on a yearly basis. Um, if you When it comes to choosing your CFO, make sure that they have any of your board members. Let me step back for a second. Any of your board members, when and I and Victoria knows this hand on, because she and I have had consultations about what she's trying to do, and I'm very specific about when you choose a board member, whatever title you give them, we need to have a job description to match that. What are you expecting out of that person? And then you want to match that person's to those qualifications. Are they qualified to do this? You don't just want Joe Blow off the street to say, well, yeah, I got some time just to serve. What,
Mhm.
girl, you need my help? I'm here. I'll do it. But yeah, friends may come and friends may say, okay, they want to do it, but are they truly qualified to handle that? because you don't need someone to that when you put them in that role, you don't want to have to teach them what they're doing. That's
Right.
taking up your time. That's wasting your time. So you
That's
want to
right.
make sure that these people are truly qualified in whatever position that you are, seeking them for. Make sure they have the regular years of experience, or expertise. And when you choose your board, make sure that you have a mix of people. When
Mm.
so with my board, I have a board of directors, and I also have an advisory board. So you want to have a mix of internal executives as well as external directors, because you want to make sure that everything stays biased. Nothing is, you got an advisory board over here that can truly talk to you and say and advise you on how to do things, or if they've had experience in a certain area, they can truly advise you on how the dips and the, what the pitfalls that you may fall into. So having an advisory board outside of your board of directors is also key. So I may be going kind of fast. So if you have any
You're
questions, please
fine.
stop me. Okay.
You're
Um,
fine.
because I have a lot to try to get out to you guys on tonight.
You're fine.
And my phone, I'm gonna have to put this on mute because it keeps ringing. So I apologize. So
You're
now we
fine.
talked about what a board does, right? I advise you to have a mix, have your internal board of directors as also have external directors, meaning type like an advisory board. And these people who on your advisory board, these are some people that you may look up to, may be mentors in the industry that can actually truly hone in and guide you, because they have had experience in this area. So when you're choosing your advisory board, make sure that they have experience in what they're doing. Um,
Wow.
what are some disadvantages of having a board of directors? Because there are some drawbacks, believe me. um, One is that they can be very time consuming. Okay. um, Requiring regular meetings, or it could be a lot of paperwork, so just make sure that you are ready for the challenge. Additionally, it can be expensive if you choose to pay your board members. Now I do know that boards some board members actually pay into the organization as a board member
Oh.
versus you paying them. They actually have a portion that they are supposed to raise and have each year for your nonprofit. So these are guidelines. When you are setting forth and you are picking your board members, you can say this is what my expectations are. This is what you are required to do. So take that expensive portion off of the actual nonprofit bill, and put it on your board members, because this will also solidify if they are truly for you and for your vision. You're looking at me puzzled. Why?
No, whoa. See, you done threw something. Look, I'm looking at all this other technical stuff on this app, and I'm like, wait, did she just say?
Yeah. Your board members can actually pay into your nonprofit financial foundation. Yes.
But it has to be stipulated.
It has to be stipulated up front. This is something that you would put in your expectations whenever you are doing the contract, all up front. This is what it's going to be. Let's say you say all board members they need to raise $500 a year. Let's just say that. However they raise it, you don't have to worry about how they raise it, but they need to know by this date of the year they need to have this portion turned into the nonprofit. Yes, that is doable.
So, okay, Taisha, now how common is that? Because you see,
Um,
and I used to do grants, and I'm sitting here thinking, I
what was
don't
your
recall
question, Victoria?
how common is that board
How
members do
common is
that?
that?
Yes, yes.
I'm finding it more common now than before. So I know a couple different board nonprofits who board members pay into. I do know several. So it's becoming more popular. Um, some people may or may not know that, there's something that you can do, but you can. You
Huh.
can. Yeah.
Huh. So they you hmm. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about that because now you're bringing some other questions in my head.
Okay. Just set up a time for a consultation. You just call me. We'll
Hello,
go through
y'all.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Look, y'all got any more questions?
We
Call
don't
for a
have time for all
consultation.
of we have time for questions, don't get me wrong. But
Right.
deep dive, set up a consultation.
Yeah,
Okay.
deep dive. Because I got a
Okay.
deep look, Taisha. Now you might have just solved the solution to my ongoing problem.
See, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Mhm. That's what I'm talking about right there. Solve a
Okay.
problem.
So what happens if you don't have a board? Let's say you don't have a board. A nonprofit cannot operate without a board. Okay, point blank. You want having a board is very critical. It provides accountability. It provides legal protection for you and your nonprofit. Um, so it takes away some of that liability off of the organization. So having a board is non-negotiable. Okay, so if you want to have a 501c3, you have to go through the process of selecting your board of directors. And I spoke earlier about three things that they do. So I just want to deep dive a little bit. Are four main functions of a board. Um, they determine the company's vision and mission that guides and set the pace for the current operation and future development. Now, ultimately, when I first chose my board, when my nonprofit Know Your Self Worth was birthed back in 2013, I chose my board of directors and I chose my advisory board. I met with each person individually. We talked about what my vision and mission was, and they had to be on board at that time. Now, to further develop that vision and mission, that's after the fact. You have to know for upfront what it is you want to do with your nonprofit. Why are we setting it up? What do you want to achieve? So when you go to your people that you are trying to solicit for your board members, you need to lay it out. This is what I have. This is my vision and my mission. And they are supposed to come in and help you further um, guide you on how to get there. Okay. Determine
Mm.
the values to be promoted throughout the company. They need to review the company goals so that you can make sure that you are actually going to be able to obtain what you are trying to set out to do, and determine the company policies. And like I was telling you, if you have certain programs that you're going to have operating throughout for your nonprofit, then you need to have stipulations as to what goals are you going to have for each program. What are your objectives? What are you trying to accomplish with each program? Who are you going to serve? How are you going to serve them? When you're going to serve them? How much it's going to cost when you serve them? So yes, so all of that good stuff, you have that, you chop that up with your board members. Okay.
So Taisha, let me just pause for a quick second
Okay. So
and
it looks
welcome.
like we're going to have a part two of board members because I have
Oh,
3 pages of notes. Okay. So
so this, y'all, so this is gonna be part one of this, and we're gonna make sure that y'all see part one. Period. So Taisha, something that you keep saying, and look,
hey, Miss
now,
Carrie, thank you for
now,
joining us.
so now when I come back to my meeting, so Taisha, you have referred to this twice now or several times, board member and advisory.
Yes.
So you highly recommending having two functions.
Yes. And
And
now let me go back and simply say, now, if you decide to pay your board members, or if you decide to have your board members pay into the organization, that's totally up to you how you want to run your organization. All right. Your advisory board is strictly voluntary. Your advisory board, I'm going to say it again, are strictly voluntarily. Okay. These are people I can tell you, I'm speaking from experience here. My advisory board are mentors in my life, different areas of my life, different people that have different qualifications and that can bring something to the table when it comes to me running Know Your Self Worth. They know me personally. They know my heart, and they know the work that I've done in the community. So they can speak forth my character, the integrity of my character of what I've done. So my
Right.
advisory board are somewhat, for me. Now this is for me, somewhat people that have kind of been close to me at some point in my life. They have spoken, they have helped me get from point A to point Z, you know. So that's
Right.
my advisory board. You can choose to however you want to diversify your advisory board. I do highly recommend having an advisory board separate from your board of directors. The reason being is your advisory board can actually speak to the um and I want to say your advisory board can speak to the inner you, can continue to pour into you, because when you go to your board meetings, you are actually pouring out, so your advisory board can kind of help fill you back up, get you back on track, keep you on track on your goals. Okay, well, Tiesha, that didn't work this quarter, so let's try. I think you should try it this way. They're actually pouring into you, helping you stay full and connected so that you can be balanced in what you do and carrying out the nonprofit vision. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And now, so as I put up a few minutes ago, your advisory members are usually volunteered experts that know you
Yes.
in in some form.
In
They
some
know
form.
you. They know what
Mm-hmm.
you've done in the community. They really know you, the
Mm-hmm.
individual, and
Yes.
they're able to even represent you when some issues arise to the board.
Board. Yes.
So the board members may not know anything about what you do,
Nope.
but they are experts of
Or
some
what they
kind,
do.
would do
Yes.
what they do. So
Yes.
if the board member is, let's say, the financial CEO of Victoria Banking and Trust,
Right.
they can sit on the, that would be your expert financial people. But
Right.
here's Sally Sue, who used to be a bookkeeper, but she worked with you. She knows your ethics. She's worked
Mm-hmm.
with you in the community projects. She can be on your advisory board and
Correct.
help the financial person that is just a board member understand you, because
Yes.
and I think that's unique, Nancy, because I'm listening to you, because sometimes, and also this about me, sometimes I know what I want and I know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes I get so excited I can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
So the advisory board member knows
Yep.
me,
Knows
and
you.
they know me, they know my
They can help
excitement,
pull it out.
and they can pull out what I need and
Mm-hmm.
refer that to the board members
Yes.
if there's questions.
If there's questions, so they can help pull things out, help formulate things, so that when you go and present things to the board, it's presented in a pretty package. Does that make sense? You're not
Yes.
you're not sitting here and just throwing out topics,
Yeah.
sporadically. You're actually coming in with a plan and a plan of action. And this is what, and now once you get with your board of advisors, your board of directors, they may say, well, yeah, we agree with that, but we think you should be able to do this. Da, 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 da. They can add and subtract to whatever, but you came with something already. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay.
Hmm. This nonprofit stuff is a little bit more interesting. See, and then just, and guys, if you're just joining, we thank you so much, Miss Carrie. Thanks for coming over, Kay. Thank you, and please continue to let everybody else know that we're over here on YouTube for right now. But so, because as a grant writer,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to tell your story, and I'm here to make your story come alive. I don't worry about who's on your board. I worry about how your story sounds and how it gravitates to the community and how
Mm-hmm.
it pulls the heartstrings of the people that's giving you all that money. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all know, Taisha about to get about $100,000. But they hear your advisory board can help the grant writer even tell more about your story.
Mm-hmm. They can.
Hmm.
They can, because they know a little bit about the person and the history of you. Because that's who I would want advising me. I don't want nobody advise. I'm not going to say I don't want anyone advising me that I don't know. Let me say that, because
Right.
you may find somebody that is, you need to be led, that person needs to be connected to you.
That part.
Okay,
That part.
that part, because everybody that
Mhm.
you see is still not going to mean you no good. Period. Point
Come
blank.
on. Say
Okay,
so.
whether
Say
you know them
so.
personally or whether you don't know them personally, you have to be
That's true.
led to know that this is the connection that you need to plug into. All right, because
Right.
you don't want them to
Right.
short you out.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Mm.
be led about who you choose on your advisory board. It could be someone that you know that have known you for 10, 15 years, and it could be somebody that you only known for a year. But you could have known somebody in a year's time that knows so much about you because of the connection that you have and the connection that God have allowed for them to see about you. Don't discount that connection because you only known them for a year. Okay. All right.
You smart.
I
You're real
gotta
smart.
be transparent because Victoria, you are pulling the. I have, and I think I said this on our first show. One of my mentors had spoke to me, and she said, God is telling me to tell you to start um, getting notes, making notes, and preparing stuff about nonprofits. She said, because you're going to be speaking about it. And I listened, and literally in the same week, you came to me with this idea about co-hosting about Let's Talk Nonprofit. So you are pulling me, you are pushing me. And so I'm at all about myself right now too. But I'm loving every minute of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being a God connection. God knows. Thank you
Girl.
for being a God connection.
Girl.
So I
Well,
hope
see,
that whatever I bring to the table, that it blesses you and blesses your audience.
well, I'm telling you, it is definitely blessing me. And people that I have talked to, they have been, they watched the first show, and Miss Carrie, she co-signed. She co-signed. I got to watch y'all. I got to watch y'all. But people have been saying this is things that even some people, and I'm going to leave them unmentioned by name right now. But there have been people that are on the business side,
Mm-hmm.
the profit side, and had questions. And just from the first show, they were like, that girl know her stuff. And I'm like, what the Sam Ham biscuits did you think she knew? I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
But,
and fact check
because
me. Fact check me. Anytime you don't feel like I'm not, fact check me. And if I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know.
hey,
I don't claim to know everything, but I will do my research and I'm going to bring you the best information that I can.
well,
Okay?
you've been doing this longer than anybody that I know of.
Yeah.
Most people that I've known that have been nonprofit experts, guys, I'm telling you, they're far and few as far as them sticking with it.
Yeah. That's true.
Because it is, just a little bit that I do know, and from working with you, and you've expanded my knowledge. It is a lot that goes behind the scenes, and people think you can just write a policy and it's okay and you're gone, you done the thing. But it's more to that. It's more information, and there's more reasoning behind the scenes that we miss. And so, I just thank God that you said yes to the call, because I know I am, nonprofit has always been my favorite. I've shared this with so many people, Miss Kay and Miss Carrie. I love nonprofit. I just think that the availability for so many other things is out there from what I've seen from the financial end of it,
Mm-hmm.
from the that side of it. So
Mm-hmm.
having to be able to work my programs and watch you, give me, y'all, she ain't no plaything. Now I'm gonna tell you, she ain't babysitting, she ain't playing. She gonna help you, but she ain't playing. But you have inspired me to like really dig deeper and think about some things with what I want to do. And so I'm just thankful that God connected us. See, because people asked me from the last show, how long have you known her? And I said, well, Jesus, Lord, I've known her for quite some time. We were in an organization together. And it was an automatic love kind of, y'all. I love
Mm-hmm.
me some Tiesha. I'm just gonna tell y'all. and but it was a love connection. But then when I found out about the other things that you were doing, it was just like you are so knowledgeable, and there's not a lot of people that are really. I was listening to a show a couple of weeks ago, and the individual wasn't really trying to give a lot of information about grants and stuff of that nature. They would give a piece, but and I get it, because y'all know consultations. Y'all know my theory on consultations. Every conversation is a consultation, and a consultation needs to be paid for. I'm just saying. Now, I'm just saying. Tiesha should give you a couple of minutes free, but that's about it. But at the end of the day, her knowledge is amazing. And we only share a little bit of some of the people that she's worked with over the years. But guys, she knows this stuff like the back of her hand. I'm just glad that I'm glad I can just bring you on the show and let you let God use you, child. I'm gonna let God use you. Look, I told Tiesha I had a surprise for you guys. So let me tell you what this Tiesha surprise is gonna be. You ready?
Oh my God. What is the surprise, Victoria?
There's gonna come a Sunday that you're just gonna be here all by your little lonesome.
Well, how long ago? When?
Look, y'all, she said kind of like she kind of stuttering right there.
Yeah, now you're trying to make me speechless. When?
Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Soon and very soon. Soon. Because I do know you have a major event coming up next month. So I won't throw it on you next month. So,
I don't have. So that has been put on pause for right now. I'm going to be moving that to May. You're talking about by conference?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm moving that to May.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, so if I wanted to throw it on you next month, you'd be okay.
We could talk about it offline. Let's get back.
We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna give you a few minutes. I'm gonna shift over to another one of our sponsor commercial.
Okay. Awesome.
And let you breathe a little bit because look, you're gonna be doing all these different things. Tiesha doesn't realize God gave Tiesha, this job description thing that you be talking about. God gave me a whole job description for you being on the show.
What? Okay. Okay, go to the break. Hey, Dean. Hey, Tasha. Thank you.
Y'all hold it tight because Tiesha's been shocked with something. So I'm going to show you another one of our sponsors. Get ready because she got some things popping too.
If anyone needs any information,
right. Next month, Tiesha, Miss Carrie Price will be doing her own podcast. It's gonna be
congratulations, Miss Carrie,
with Miss Carrie. So we will be watching for her right here on social media on the third Thursday of each month, starting March the 21st. And her phenomenal guest will be my little brother, Donnie. Got the it's going to be her first guest.
Awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. So,
and we thank you, Miss Carrie, for being one of our amazing sponsors as well. We're looking forward to having everybody tune in and seeing her. Yes. So now, Miss Tiesha.
Yes,
back to this conversation about these board members and these advisory people. What you got for us now? Come on now. Give me some more stuff.
Now, people want to know exactly how many board members can you have on your board, right? So there is no the only requirement that IRS has for a 501c3 is that you have to have at least 3 board members. That's the minimum amount that you can have on your board. Now, they don't speak anything about advisory board members because that's not the board members, right? So the minimum that you can have for a nonprofit is 3. Now you can have up to 25 if you want to. That's up to you if you want to deal with all those different types of attitudes and um, meeting of the minds. But your minimum is 3, but you need to have it at least, you have to have an odd number
Odd
for
numbers.
voting, for whenever you're voting on different policies and different things about the nonprofit.
Huh. So basically, you gotta have 3 guys.
You got to have
Regarding.
3.
You gotta have
You have to
3.
have 3 at minimum.
You gotta have 3 as a minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Up to 25, we don't want them. But I'm sorry.
You
We
don't
don't
want
want
that many people. I'm
we don't
telling
want
you
y'all.
now. That's a
We don't
lot of people um to get on board with you, and that's a lot of different attitudes that you have to deal with. So don't put all that pressure on you. Okay.
and there's 22
So
of them
minimum
make
is 3 people that you need to have on your board. And however long they serve a term, that has to be determined by your bylaws. That's a whole different topic, but
mhm.
that is determined in your bylaws. How long they can serve 2 years, 4 years, however long you decide. But the IRS does not have a limit on, or they doesn't say how long a person have to serve.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Spiffy Taisha.
Yeah.
She said, look, y'all, let me just recap that. Y'all gotta have 3 folks at least on your board members. And you can have up to 25. We don't want you to do that though. Unless they're the 25 that's gonna be giving all the money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to be able so your advisory board though, there's no law guidelines about how many. But in your expertise, Taisha,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
what would you recommend as far as advisory boards are concerned?
Say that. What was your question again? I'm sorry. How many people on your advisory
Even
board?
though there's not
I would keep
a
it.
stipulation, what do you
No, for
think?
my advisory board, I think I had 5 people. I think I had 5 people on my advisory board, but anywhere from 3 to 5, I would say. There needs to
Okay.
be an odd number as well.
Odd numbers as well. So
Mhm.
guys, just keep in mind, whatever you're dealing with these numbers, Taisha's telling you, you don't come and say, oh, I got 2 people and think that you're going to get a board because it ain't working. You got to have
Right.
at least 3. All right.
Yes.
So Taisha, when we're looking at these, let's say we're just going to go with the minimum.
Hmm.
And I know you can't give all of the insides because we want people to book sessions with you off camera, but do it, so are there particular titles that every board should have? Like, can I have 2 secretaries and 1 director?
No. So you need to have a financial person. You have to have someone recording the minutes. So you need a secretary, right? And then you can actually be that third person. So you have to have at least. I would say you need to at least have a financial person, because you need someone to know how to keep the books. You want to make sure they can track what's coming in and what's going out. And you need to have someone that's going to keep you organized. And then if you're that third person, that's fine. But if you have a vice president, that's fine as well. So you can make that third person. So that leads to the next question. Can the founder of a nonprofit be on the board of directors? And the answer to that question is yes. The founder can sit on a board, but a founder will never get paid. Okay. The founder, if they sit on the board, they will never get paid in that particular realm. Now, a founder can also be, if they want to get a paycheck, if they want to get paid for their service, they have to have the title of an executive director. The executive director does not sit on the board. Okay. That's the only way a founder can get paid within that organization, within that nonprofit. Now, I have chosen not to be the executive director of my nonprofit. I pay someone else to do that role. I choose to stay on the board where I can help the vision stay. Be, yeah, no, I don't want nobody to be able to vote me out of my own thing that I have.
Oh, Chabba.
No. Okay. That executive board can be hired and fired. So
Mm,
if you want to put your little stuff over there so you can get a paycheck, then that's the
that's a
that's
no-no.
that's the risk you can take. Okay.
So it can be done, but it's a risk.
It can be done, but it's a risk. It can be done, but it's a risk.
And the expert Tiesha has said, do not do it.
But
That's what I mean.
a final decision is always up to the person. I'm just advising you on what can and cannot be.
Tiesha, I think I'm going. Ooh, y'all, my head's itching. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone because
My executive board, I'm actually going live on my page on my phone. And my
okay.
executive director, she just joined. So thank you for joining,
Oh,
Miss Janie.
I wish you could be with us.
I
Do they
know
need
because she
do they
is
need the link?
when I tell you she's a beast, honey. She keeps me on my toes. She does not let me lack in nothing. She calls and prays over me. She speaks
Wow,
into my life. I'm
that's
telling
what
you,
I'm
she was
talking
truly
about.
God sent. And recently we found out that we're actually family. Hey, Miss Fanny, I
Wow.
love you. Yeah. So,
Taisha, I'm actually putting the link for the YouTube channel on your page if they want to
oh,
switch
okay.
over.
Okay. Thank you.
So this makes me so furious because I know there's people out there they're like I'm getting messages. Where can we find you? Yeah, we are.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guarantee you guys we're gonna come back and we're gonna have a second part of this, and we will
Yeah.
get Taisha to
Yeah.
a point where we
And
can
I
do
haven't even got
a
to how
refresh.
nonprofit boards are even chosen. So we're still we're still at the very tippity top of this topic. So of course we can next month we can do a part two of this because there's still more information that I would like to give out. What was your
We can even
question, Miss Carrie?
we could even start earlier. She said
Oh,
that was her question.
that was her question about if a founder can sit on a board. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So now the next
What?
question. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so could the owner be a consultant? Because sometimes you have consultants that don't get paid.
Um, but why would they need to be a consultant if I'm on the board?
No, I mean if they want to be a part of the organization.
You
Like
losing me.
if you don't want them to be the executive director, but they are a consultant. Like, let me see. Like for instance, if I own a nursing home
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a master coach and I want to come and do a consulting
Okay. Okay.
to the
Okay. To the board or even if it's not to the board, but being a consultant, let's say you want to have a program and you want to bring in your coaching, and you want to bring in your coaching expertise as part of the services. Your question is that allowed? Is that what you're asking
is
me?
would that be a way that the person
To get
could
paid?
be
For your short answer, the answer to that question is yes. So let's say if I choose to come to my board and say, well, I would like to offer this services, it has to actually I would tell you to seek legal advice on that because it can be kind of
sticky?
crossing the lines a little bit. If I'm sitting on the board, then
Gotcha.
maybe you can pay my company, but it may not be able to pay me per se or the owner per se because strictly it says that the owner cannot get paid as being a board member. Now,
Gotcha.
can if I'm not the board member today, I'm coming in as consultant Susie today. So is that still allowed? For me to be safe and sound, I would say consult with a legal person on that. I do think it is doable, but it really has to be laid out and fine print as to how that is going to be done to make sure that no coercion is taking place with funds and everything. So, yeah, that's my advice on
Okay.
that.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, Miss Taisha.
Yes, yes, yes. Do we have time for the next
Girl,
topic? I mean, for
you
the
got
next.
time. You got
Okay,
time. Go
all right.
ahead.
Who should not serve on your board of directors? Let's go through this list.
Woo!
Uh,
Yes. Tell me who I got to kick off
so,
my board.
so if they have lack of objectivity, you don't
Ah.
need those type of people on your board. They have to have an objective mind. They can't have a set head. This it has to be my way or the highway. Those people should not be able to serve on your board. I have to be objective and be able to see everyone's opinion, sees everyone's aspect of things, and be objective to that. You know,
Right. Right.
um, people who are all talk and no action. So, like I had stated before, these
Woo.
people need to be an expert in what they do, and they need to be able to carry out their duties. And so, when you have that job description and it laid it out, this is what Susie is need to be doing as the secretary, or as the financial person, or as the VP. And if they're not doing that, then you're gonna have to make a decision if Susie is going to be able to stay her turn, because a person can get voted out. Before
Hmm.
that term is up. But that's a whole nother topic too. People who don't play well with others. You know, if I'm not able to have a good open communication with, let's. That's why I was telling you, you don't want 25 people on your board, because that's a lot of people to come into that playground, and everybody's not going to play fair. They're
That's
not. Now, when you start having so many people, so the smaller your number is, the more powerful your number can be. It doesn't mean that you have to have a lot of people to be powerful and impactful. 3 people can get the job done well, especially if you put the right people into place. And you need to make sure that they are able to communicate and know how to communicate with other people as well.
So you don't want too many chiefs.
You don't, yeah. If I don't know how to be an Indian, because even though I'm a leader, I always know how to follow it. I need to follow the right track.
Yes.
I need to follow the right person at the time, because you always need to be teachable. We always need to be teachable and be able to learn from other people. We don't know everything. We don't.
No, we don't.
We don't.
No, we don't.
So we need to be able to glean and be able to communicate and learn from one another. Whatever your strengths are might be my weakness, but whatever my strengths are might be your weakness. So we should all be coming together to make this thing work.
Mm.
Yep.
You smart.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
Another characteristic: people that are greedy. All
Oh,
they want is money. You
whoa.
don't want those, because nonprofit may not make a dime
That's
in the
right.
first couple of years.
That's right.
If they have a
That is
heart and
true.
always want money, 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 how I'm gonna get, that may not be the person to sit on your board. That may not be the person to sit on your
And Taisha, and I'm going to interrupt you just a brief right here, because
board.
I think a lot of times people get, they say, okay, well, I'm a nonprofit, I'm gonna get this grant, so it don't matter. What the characteristics that you're giving for the board members still are very, for me, if I, when I do grants,
Mhm.
what have you, that's a very high topic even for me, because I don't want somebody that's going to be looking at how much money I'm going to get, and you don't get a grant. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the grant money
Right,
don't, because
right.
you're not guaranteed anything by doing it.
You're not
But
gonna
if you
get that
got
grant money.
something, you don't want somebody who's going to be so greedy and tell you do 100 grants and you only come out with one.
Right.
You're not,
Right.
you're still not going to be making the money. You still, if and I feel you on that. If you've got somebody who's all money conscious and that's it, that's not a good
Mhm.
fit. They got to have a
Right.
heart for what your program is,
Right. Right.
but be able to
Yes.
give financial advice. So I
Mhm.
totally, I'm girl, you better go ahead on. I can't wait for part 2. Go ahead now.
People who are resistant to change
Oh,
would not be a good fit for a board, because how we do it this year may not be how we do it next year. And the prime example was when COVID hit.
Oh, yep.
Oh, you had to rearrange some things. You
You had to
had
do
to
that
see, okay,
pivoting.
how are we going to get this thing done? So how you
Mm-hmm.
normally servicing people, how we are, those programs are being ran on a daily basis, whatever programs you put forth in your organization. If we're not able to pivot and change at any given time, then that may not be a good person to sit on your board.
That's it. Got to have those
And they have to
pivoters.
be team players. If they're not a team player, don't choose them. And if they don't believe in your mission and your vision, I'm going to put
Woo.
that out. If they don't believe wholeheartedly in your mission and your vision and who you are as a person, they don't need to be a part of your team.
Girl,
Period, point blank.
you better come on here now.
Period, point blank. They
I just
need
had this
they
conversation.
need to be able to run with your vision and mission if something happens to you. Miss Janie, if anything happens to me, no, I know and I could trust my baby with her.
There
It
you
would
go.
run just as smoothly if I was there with her as I'm not when I'm not there with her. And you need to be able to say that about the people that you put on your team.
And that's good. And I was, this is, I'm gonna have to show this tonight again, because there was a situation where someone brought up, they were looking for, and I was hoping they were going to be on tonight. The person on their board, the main person, the CEO, the owner, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
has or had dementia.
Okay.
After the board was, the business was originated,
Right.
and the I'm gonna say children, but it wasn't children, but I'm gonna say children. There were family members that she had left the responsibility if something happened to her, but they were not interested in the business. And so the other board members had a hard time getting any decisions made about the organization. And unfortunately, the person got really, really bad off. And they were not able to they couldn't dissolve the business, how do I say, appropriately, because I know you're going to talk about that too, how to dissolve business and stuff, and nonprofits or whatever, but they could not dissolve the business effectively, and they had to bring in a whole legal team to help them dissolve it.
Yes.
So what you're saying is it's very important that whoever you
Very
have connected with this, that they understand how important this vision
yes.
and the mission
Yes.
is. Because if you can't have one without the other.
Right. Right. This is going to be a stopping point for me for tonight.
Okay.
And the reason I say it, and so tune in next month, because I'm going to talk about, should you have family members on your board? Why shouldn't you? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what IRS says about having family members on your board, because there is a remnant of reason as to if you should or should not.
All right. All right. Guys, this little chick right here, she is rocking and rolling it with this nonprofit information. I'm going to need y'all to go out here and let people know every fourth Sunday that Tiesha will be here with us on Uncensored Conversation.
Yes.
She is going to be bringing y'all the nuts and the bolts, the 3 T's, the topics, the tools.
Every fourth Sunday, I will be here on Uncensored Conversations with Elevated, Not Tolerated, talking about all things nonprofit. Okay. I'm going to find a way as to how we can stream this on my Facebook Live as well as on her platform so that we can get it out to the masses. I also have another nugget, but we're not ready to pull that out yet. We're not ready. I don't know when or how that's going to play out. So I'm praying about some things, but I'm gonna have something for you too. You always trying to throw some surprises over here my way. But yeah, like I said, God got something for you too, ma'am.
Oh,
you never know who you never know who someone is connected to, who's watching what you're doing. So yeah, just know some good people are watching what you do. Okay, Miss Victoria. But anyway, I hope you guys join us next month, next fourth Sunday. We're going to continue to talk about choosing your board, how to choose your board, why you should choose your board, who should be on your board, who shouldn't be on your board. And we'll wrap it up next month. So hopefully you'll be
Mm,
able to join in. And
yep.
will this be replayed, or how can they
Yes.
go back and
As
see if they joined late?
as soon as we log off, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the live
Okay.
feed over to Facebook.
Okay.
Um, you well, we'll talk about that off screen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
we can.
whenever she send me the link for those that are joining on my Facebook Live, I will make sure that you'll be able to see the replay for those that joined late, because I know I didn't turn on my Facebook Live because it just popped in my head to do so at till 7:37. So I had said a lot more before you guys were
Yeah,
able to join. So go back and look at it if you
it'll
I
be
want to
out.
hear what we talked about before. But
It'll
again,
be out.
Victoria, I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for everyone that has joined. And also, I want to encourage you, if you have topics or questions that you would like for me to speak on, or have, now that I know that I'm going to be hosting my own show on the fourth Sundays, I will be bringing in guests as well that may be experts in this same industry. So, yeah, bring put out your topics, put out your questions so that we can get them all answered for you.
All right, guys. So get ready. We're getting ready to do some things on here that you guys will never see on any other podcast, I guarantee you, because I do everything uniquely and differently.
Yes, you do.
Tiesha, it has always been a pleasure, but I want you to hold tight with me before you leave out of here if you can.
Okay.
Guys, join us on Saturday. On Saturday, we have the phenomenal one and only Stacy Phoenix. Coach Stacy Phoenix will be my guest for Super Sassy Saturday. And we will have this whole thing figured out here. And then on next Sunday, we will have the phenomenal Christy Walker. Coach Christy Walker will be with us next week talking about those toxic relationships. Guys, you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned, and we will see you next time right here on Uncensored Conversation, where you need to be empowered, embraced, and educated to be elevated and not tolerated. We'll see you next time. Tiesha, hang out with me for a little bit.